seniors, we know that you have lots of questions about your senior project. We're going to give you some clarification on that and give you a direction for you to move forward with your senior project. The Senior Project Committee has been working to refine the senior project and make it more relevant to you and more relevant in the real world. If you are active in your CTSO and you are going to be in competition, we don't want you to not be able to use that CTSO competition project as part of your senior project. We know how much time you put into that. So we're going to be giving you the framework so that you can use that and incorporate that into your senior project. We want your Dubiski Senior Project to be a reflection of your time here at Dubiski and what you have learned while you're here. Toward that end, everyone will have the same driving question. That driving question is, how can you use your professional skills that you have developed at Dubiski to contribute to society? Now, I know that's a very broad question. We expect you to use your creativity, your interest, and the skills that you have learned in order to refine that and to show the world what you have done at Dubiski and how you're going to carry that out away from Dubiski and into your careers. Let's talk about the components of the senior project. You're going to have two written components. The first component is an outline. You're going to be working with your CTE teacher to complete your formal written outline. That's a proposal about what your senior project is going to be. And the CTE teacher must approve your senior project proposal. You'll be working with your CTE teacher and have time in your CTE classes in order to refine your project and think about what it is that you want to present to the world. You're going to be working with your English teacher in order to write a formal written proposal. That will be a formal English paper and it will be in English grade. You're going to be using research skills, synthesis skills, pulling together and evaluating the research that's already out there and thinking about how you can use that to present what you're doing to the world. Each project will have a minimum of 2 visuals. One of those visuals could be a PowerPoint, a video, an e-maze. The other one can be a portfolio. It can be pictures, timeline of your project itself. If you are already doing a portfolio for your skills presentation, you do not need to reinvent the wheel. We want you to be able to use that same portfolio that you spent so much time on towards your senior project. The 2 visuals are a minimum. You will also be evaluated on your presentation skills, on how well you present. We're going to give you time in your CTE classes to refine those projects, refine those presentations, and be able to work with your CTE teacher and get feedback from your peers and your teacher. Each pathway will be presenting at a different day, and you will be presenting within your pathway classes if you need to do that. Your evaluators will be from your industry. So if you're an engineer, you're going to be presenting to engineers. If you're in the culinary arts pathway, you're going to be presenting to people in the food service industry. So you need to make sure that you know your stuff because those people are in your industry and they are going to ask you questions about it. Your formal rubric will be presented to you through your CTE classes as well as the written timeline. Make sure that you're keeping up and that you're working on that. Your senior project should be a reflection of what you have learned here at Dubiski and how you're going to take that knowledge out into the world. How are you going to change the world? Because we know you are.
I want to introduce everyone to Montana Williams, who graduated from Dubiski last year, class of 2015. She was a senior in auto collision and won $1,000 with a scholarship because of her senior project. So Montana is going to talk to you about what her senior project was. So go for it, Montana.
To start off, my senior project was, is it possible to have color changing car paint? And if so, how would it work? What I did is, because it's actually not in the real world, so I came up with a theory of what it would be and like went into the science side of it, like the molecules and the stuff like that. And then I also went into the problems it would have and things like that.
Do you have any advice for seniors that are approaching their senior project?
My biggest piece of advice was, one, to get it done before the night it's due. I'd say get it done the week before you had to present, just to make sure that you know what you're talking about and things like that as well. So kind of rehearse it if you can. And then another thing is, a lot of people had the problem with the idea behind what they should do. Just find something that you think is interesting within your career path that you can talk about for 5 to 10 minutes.